there's just so much conflicting information on what to do, especially as basically a skinny guy. I just read all this stuff about, oh, don't get off the linear progression program until you can bench 225, squat 315, deadlift 405, and I'd stop being able to do that, or progressing on a linear program way before that. And so then I just get frustrated about all these different schools of thought, and needed some way to just cut the noise out, find something that worked, and put in the time to just stick with it. Consistency is key. Avoiding all or nothing mindsets. A range of calories that you can stick in and still make progress. If you bust your macros one day, things happen, don't worry about it. And objective tracking. If you can see what you're doing is making the scale go up or down, depending on what your goal is, then, it's obviously whatever you're doing is working. Oh, hey, Kat. So, that's just been the biggest takeaway from the coaching, is just being consistent and being objective and tracking things, having a really good tracking system to try to get the emotion out of things. I'm progressing on all my lifts. I get compliments at the gym, unsolicited, that I'm not direct compliments like, oh, your physique's looking great or whatever, but more like, people asking me for help or advice on things and giving me thumbs up when I'm, pulling some heavy weight and do it with good form. Another huge aha was not training to failure all the time, being mindful of my recovery, and not killing myself in the gym, because that actually has a hampering effect. I mean, making sure that I can recover and don't squeeze out those grinder reps, because then you kill yourself. Not literally, but you can't recover from that. Your training age is not really dependent on the load that you move. It's really when you stop responding to certain things. So, you're an intermediate when you can't just throw weight on the bar on your big compounds every week. So not feeling guilty about the fact that I can't, throw 10 pounds a week on a deadlift and do a 5x5 at that, was a huge, boon. And now I can make progress using a more intermediate style where, you have some periodization to get growth going. Because I'm getting older. Next month, soon I'll be in my mid-30s. I've been lifting for like 10 years without a whole lot of progress to show for it. I always felt when people ask, well, what do you enjoy doing, or hobbies? I'm like, well, I like strength training. And then I'd always have to caveat, yeah, but I know I don't look like it. And it was just because I'd spend years, not consistently, but just years of, doing a program, not getting results, and just sticking with it because the internet bros say, well, until you can do this, don't think about doing anything else. Or eating a bunch of garbage food and trying to gain, 6 pounds a month when all it does is get me fat, and then I get discouraged and not want to do what I need to do. I've always wanted to do this, check this box off. It's, the training is therapeutic for me, keeps me centered and grounded. It affects, other parts of my life. The more consistent I am in training, and the sacrifices and dedication I do with that, makes me more disciplined in other aspects of my life. Staying ahead of problems, prop up, keeping up with my work, and it just instills a lot of discipline, and it spills over. And then I guess kind of the last thing is, my parents are getting older. They're in their 60s, and they don't, they have mobility problems. And, my dad famously told me that I'm at the age where he got fat, because he discovered sourdough, and that's when he started baking and making treats growing up, which I loved as a little kid. But, this is kind of where the health starts to spill over as you age. If you don't have good habits, tend to age a lot quicker than you would think. So yeah, that's all I got. Hopefully this is helpful.